Hey everyone, Old School Pokemon here, back again with the Pokeflipz podcast, joined by my usual co-host, KetchumAllCollectibles, Dan. How are we doing tonight, Dan?
We're booming. We're booming at night. Pokeflipz after hours. When was the last time we were live this late in the day, this late in the evening?
It has been a very long time. I don't even remember. We started doing pre-recordings. I forget when we switched over to lives, but I remember we did lives at night for a while, and then we finally made it when you went full time. We finally made the switch to daytimes.
Yeah, it's crazy actually. We've been doing this for over 5 years now. My channel origin was actually episode 1 of Pokeflipz, and I'm gonna pull it up now. It's annoying how it doesn't tell you like the date. It just tells you 5 years ago. Like it doesn't tell you the exact date. But I'm gonna go into my back end and I'm gonna sort by old. March 26th, 2021. Podcast number 1 with Old School Pokemon.
Man.
So we are firmly over our 5th birthday. We are on year 6 of the Pokeflipz podcast.
Oh, God, that makes me feel so old.
I am to blame for it being at night, so either I apologize or you're welcome, depending on whether it's better or worse for you. Nick messaged me today. I was at McDonald's with my daughter. She had school today, but she had to go to the dentist. So I took her out of school, went to the dentist. It was during her lunch period, so I had to go get lunch with her. And it was like, oh, yeah, I'm ready to go if you want to hop on early. Well, I'm at McDonald's. I just got food. This is not going to work. Last week was amazing. It was one of my favorite hobby weeks ever. I'm sure we'll talk about that a little bit tonight. I'm definitely going to recap that Monday in my video too. But man, my internal clock is still so far off. My Instagram, Discord, email, message backlog is still I don't think there's anything older than 24 hours old, but I've been fighting to like claw back to that, and it's just been a busy week in general. So had to go work on my car unexpectedly too. My car needed some brakes emergency because it was
new car.
It's 4 years old, but 4 years, 40,000 miles. It's due for brake pads. The brake pads broke, so it was metal to metal. It was grindy. It was not. The thing is, like, I serviced it in the fall, and it was due. Like it was due, but it's like we're going into winter. It's like no sense doing. We'll wait till the spring when it's due for a service, and we'll do pads and rotors all the way around. Well, the right front brake pad decided that it wasn't going to wait until the next service. So that was done yesterday. I got my hands dirty a little bit. Had to put on the mechanic hat. But, yeah, so that's done. So hopefully good for another 40,000 miles on the brake pads. But, yeah, how have things been going with you? I know you came for a little bit of the festivities, the most degenerate of the festivities. And I will share, though. You were there for the first night. I was going to say I will share. You did make the casino, but you missed a little bit of Airbnb casino. But
no, I was there for that.
I know.
I was there, unless you guys played more.
we played more. You caught the first night, but we played more. What an absolute blast that was. So anything else you want to cover with this week, or do you want to just dive right into talking about what went down last week a little bit?
No, we can just dive right in. Yeah, it's been a hectic week, but yeah, let's just dive right into it.
So Nick and I are going to go down memory lane of last week. We're very nostalgic for last week. It was a great time way back when. But before we do that, I'll just say, as I always do, if you have any questions, leave them in the chat. If you can do exclamation point, all caps, stop sign emoji, whatever, that helps me find them. But usually I can manage finding them all anyways. I will star those as we go. I thought you guys retired. Semi-retired, but not fully retired. Thrifty is indeed live in the back.
Yes.
So go catch. I mean, hopefully you have 3 monitors like I have. Put us on one, nestle us in the corner. I've got like a vertical screen over here. So put us on in the vertical one on the side, and then put Mr. Ponga Mr. Ponga on one screen and then put Mrs. Thrifty on the other. And that's why you have 3 monitors. You got Pokeflipz and you got Old School and KetchumAllCollectibles Live.
You're forgetting 2 people.
I think
What a
Spat's also live. I don't even know.
Live as well. PK's live on YouTube.
PK's live on YouTube, but you can listen to that one tomorrow. Listen to us live. Spat, right after I said it, I remembered because like an hour ago, before I was getting the kids ready for bed, I got tagged by Spat and Ponga, so I reshared both their stories. I did forget until you reminded me. I was gonna remember though. Spat, sorry, Spat. Spat is live on eBay as well, so you need like 8 screens, I guess, to cover it all.
With all the money everyone's making from the boom, they can afford 8 monitors.
Yeah, there we go. But okay, I'm starting some questions. So last week there was a show local to me. I had been calling it PokeCon for the past several months, and lo and behold, it was PokeFest. But Nick, you missed it. Like, it was a solid show. I guess I'll start with what you missed. Like, it blew my mind. So I talked to like the show coordinator, like the guy, the equivalent of like the Collecticon brothers. I talked to the guy who handled all of it, who runs it all. He runs what's called CNY Promotions, Central New York Promotions, and they put on Collector Fest and Toy Fest and PokeFest. And it was only his second PokeFest. He did one in October that I didn't make. I went to Collector Fest back in October. 900 people he had in October.
Oh,
1,900 people he had this past weekend. So
Jesus,
it more than doubled. There were 47 vendors, and let me tell you, like the 1,900 people that came, they came ready to spend, ready to sell, ready to wheel and deal, do it all. Bierski, let me make sure I don't miss anybody. So PK Ponga, Bierski, Spat Grimer, Java, Skya. All the guys were there and buying, selling, trading, all different kinds of stuff. Like I think everybody that was seeking to buy spent thousands. I spent tens of thousands. I sold tens of thousands. So like, stay tuned for the full video recap on Monday. We are booming. I can't believe, and I'll stop ranting here in a minute and I'll let you go on about your local scene. But like, I've been 5 years full time. 5 years full time. I had not been tapped into the local scene whatsoever. It feels like so dumb. I feel so dumb. I feel so silly for not having tapped into the local scene a little bit more, a little bit sooner. Because like just today, my daughter went to dance. My son and I went to a local card shop. And Bierski and I checked out some of the local card shops around like Syracuse area. A lot of them are kind of lacking. But like this guy at the local shop, like the closest one to me, a brand new one, he seems to do a decent level of business. It seems like there might be some plays for me to be had there, selling to him, buying from him, whatever it may be. It just feels crazy for not having gotten tapped into the scene. And then on that front, like, you are pretty tapped into the local scene, right? You've kind of been going to quite a few locals over going to Collecticon every other week or whatever.
Yeah. No, there's a good bit of local shows around here, which is cool. When I first, so I've been here for a year and a half, maybe a little bit more. And when I first moved here, there were shows, maybe like 2-3 times a month. There was one show. But now it's not only do you have shows every weekend, but you have multiple shows every single weekend. So you could, if you really wanted to, you could do a show every Saturday and Sunday. Which that's a little excessive, but it is nice that there are so many options available. And yeah, I've been really liking the local shows. I found one that I really like, and so I've kind of been focusing on vending that one. They do that one. It's usually like every other weekend, which kind of works out well. We'll vend twice a month and then take 2 weekends a month off. So that works out well. But yeah, what is your, like, is it do you have shows pretty much going on every weekend, or is it like once a month, or how does it work? Is there just like no shows? Is that why that one was so busy?
I'm trying to like figure out what I've been missing out on. So a few weeks ago, Bierski was here. The last time we did or maybe it was 5 weeks ago now. I don't remember. It was some time ago. Oh yeah, that's right. He was supposed to be here last Pokeflipz, but he was on my live and then he had to go home early, so he didn't make the Pokeflipz.
He
But
didn't want to see me.
yeah. So there's in Syracuse where we went this past weekend. They do 2 Pokefests a year. Other than that, though, they have what they call Collector Fest, and then they have Toy Fest. So every Collector Fest, like my he's seen around chats from time to time, but Ethan, he like dates my neighbor's daughter. So I see him quite a bit, but he vends like every Collector's Fest. It's like once a month or so. I want to say there's like almost 12 of those a year. So once a month there's something in Syracuse. But I found out that there's like Utica has something on occasion. I think Albany, which is like an hour and a half away from me, so it's a little bit of a hike. Albany has their own scene. I haven't been to any in Albany yet. There's a couple other like smaller towns closer to me that have them once or twice over the summer. So I still need to like pop my head into a lot of the different ones. But one of my big focuses for the year, we went down to Fanatics headquarters for Pokemon Day. I definitely am planning on going to Fanatics Fest in July, I believe it is. I definitely plan on doing Collecticon Charlotte. That's like a yearly staple. But other than that, I think I'm going to try to hit the local scene harder just because it's like if and when there are things to do, it's nice to be able to drive the car for an hour, half an hour, as opposed to spending $1,000 flying across the country, having to stay for a few nights, whatever it may be. So like I said, I feel kind of silly not having established myself in my own backyard, whereas like I'm tied in with all these national brands and tied in with these national and global like selling platforms and grading companies and whatever, and then locally I don't have anything really going on. So I'm gonna change that this year. Definitely trying to tap into that whole scene, and thus far it's gone well. I couldn't believe it. One thing I was gonna ask you, are you more of a net seller or net buyer when you go to the local shows? Because for me, the way that it worked, like I was pretty much equal in and out, and I was buying sealed singles and slabs. I was selling sealed and slabs. I didn't really have any raw singles, but it was crazy to me. If you had told me I was gonna sell 10K and not buy anything, I would have been like relatively happy with that. If you would have told me I would have spent 10K and sold almost nothing, I would have been relatively happy with that. I bought and sold over 20K each. It blew my mind.
Jeez.
I had shout out to all the guys because like I was kind of like in the middle, and the local LGS was behind me. I didn't even realize until Sunday, after vending next to them the whole day. I didn't realize that they have a shop like a few minutes from me, but a brand new one. But I had PK, I had Ponga, I had Skya. They're like, Dan, give me $5,000. Dan, here's $2,500. Dan, take this. Then throwing money at me, throwing product at me. It's like it was insane. With 2 tables. So
wild.
So for October, I'm planning to get like 4 to 6 tables for October, pending how many people are going to come, and I don't really know how big we're going to go, but probably not as big as we just did last week.
No, that's wild. That's awesome. Yeah, no, the local shows near me are good, but they are not that good. I'm definitely mainly a more of a buyer at those shows than a seller, which I don't put. You didn't put a ton of effort into it either, but I don't put much effort into the selling side of things. So I think that's a part of it, because there are definitely people walking around buying stuff. But I just am very lazy about buying or selling wise. I'm more so going to just buy stuff.
Yeah, I brought a lot of stuff. So I had 6 figures worth of stuff there. The way that it went for me was we were doing a mega stream that night on Fanatics. So like I had bangers. I actually had a Moonbreon that sold for cash there. I had the Phantasmal Gengars, the Dragonites. Like I had some vintage stuff. I had some modern stuff, everywhere in between. But yeah, everything that didn't sell at the show, we pretty much ripped a dollar auction that night on Fanatics, and that went well too. Nice. But yeah, Bierski says we're gonna go big 2 weeks at Turning Stone.
That could be dangerous.
he wants that Ruby card. Yeah, we made out pretty well. Oh wait, wrong one. Oh yeah. So Alex wanted to know how much are sellers selling to sellers on those events against sellers to collectors. So if I had to guess, I did buy from a couple other vendors. I think I had, the Moonbreon that I sold. I actually sold a Moonbreon for 4K cash, and then it was an LGS who I still have to go visit that LGS because it's one that Bierski and I missed. I think it was just we were out on Wednesday night, and they're only open Thursday through Sunday or something. So they bought it from me for 4, and they sold it for 4,200 cash later that day. So it was my first sell of the day. I actually, one of my, like, if you look back at my videos, vendor tips and what to do, what to bring to a convention, I always recommend like making sure you have change. I brought only 100s. Nick, do you remember actually? You were sitting by me, I think. I was at the blackjack table, and I was like, why do I have all these 20s and 10s? So I'm like, I had those in my wallet for the show, and I got sick of my wallet being that thick, so I cashed in all my 10s and 20s for chips at the blackjack table. But that Moonbreon that I sold, I think he paid in all 20s or like 3K in 20s. So I was flush with change for the rest of the show, which was nice.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
But yeah, I probably sold 80% to the end consumer by like volume of transactions. But if you go by dollars of transactions, the few sales and buys that I made from vendors were like the bigger ones. So maybe like 50-50 vendor to vendor transactions versus consumer to vendor. So very roughly, I might be able to detail it more in my video on Monday, but also like I wasn't jotting down everything. Money was flying every direction. I do know like my net change in my Venmo account, my net change in my Cash App account, all those things. But yeah, it was a crazy good show. I loved it.
Sweet. Yeah, because we weren't sure how it would be when I forget who said it. Someone said there was only like 45 vendors there. So I thought it'd be a small show, but that's awesome.
One thing that was really cool too, which was kind of like sketchy and kind of scary, you could literally drive your car in, like pre-show vendor setup. They had vendor setup going from like, I want to say it was 6:30 a.m. till 9:30 a.m. and they closed the overhead doors at like 8:45 a.m. So like obviously they weren't gonna have cars in there when there were people in there shopping. But I got there around like 8:20. I got there a little over an hour early so that I could get in while the door was open, and literally being able to pull up to my table, unload everything, and then at the end of the show we waited like half an hour for everyone to clear out. I pulled my van right up to the table. Some people pulling in with massive trucks that they could seemingly barely drive. Like, it's like, man, if somebody hits the wrong pedal here, they're just going to plow over 17 vendors. It would get a little dark pretty quick. But, oh, man, as far as logistics, like some of the Collecticons, you're parking so far away, or your hotel's 6 blocks away through some downtown of some city. Like this place, you literally parked right there, or you went inside, unloaded. It was a thing of beauty. It was amazing. A lot of vendors were just like walking their stuff in. They were probably sketched out a little bit, like driving in. I'm like, nah, I'm pulling right up to my damn table.
You got so much sealed.
I had a minivan and stuff.
100
so
trips.
Yeah. I can't believe reasonably well all that stuff fit on 2 tables. I say that, but like Bierski and the guys were like buying so much, and I'm definitely having probably at least 5 tables. I would say like having 2 earmarked for buying will be the play, because when you start displaying binders out on top of your displays, on top of your sealed product, like it's just not optimal at all.
Yeah, for sure. Are these just local shows, or do they do them? Because we have I forget what Walrus said. It was like a Pokefest or a Collector Fest or something. The name sounded similar. Is that something completely different, or do these guys have like national shows?
This is just a local little thing. Hopefully my video on Monday doesn't blow up too much. I don't think it will. Hopefully I don't have them end up losing the ability to use that name, but I doubt I will. Just a humble little fisherman channel here, so it'll probably be fine. But yeah, there's probably like, I remember when I talked about it. I talked about it as PokeCon a few months ago on one of the Pokeflipz. I had multiple people DM me like, "Oh, hey, I've got a PokeCon myself," and they're in like Arizona, they're in like Nevada or whatever. And I think it's just like a pretty common name that that they use until they grow to a certain size where Pokemon sends them a cease and desist. But for now at least they're using it. Yeah. Awesome. I am looking at some data, but yeah,
it wasn't the same show Saturday and Sunday. It was two different ones.
It was. So yeah, Saturday was
one better than the other, or were they both pretty solid?
So Saturday was all Pokemon. They were in the same building. They had the same footprint, roughly the same amount of vendors. So Saturday was all Pokemon. I guess all primary Pokemon. I think you couldn't have a table if you didn't have like at least half Pokemon. I think you were allowed to have a little bit of other stuff with it as well. But the second show was a lot of sports guys. It was some people that were fully Yu-Gi-Oh, some people that were fully One Piece, some like all different kinds of things. But some of the same vendors both days, and then a lot of new ones. A lot of Pokemon people went out, and a lot of sports guys came in. But yeah, like I'd imagine that some people will be talking about on their own channels a little bit. Like PK is live right now. He's probably talking about some of what went on during the show and during the weekend and stuff. But I know like one of the big items that people were targeting was the first partner collections. I know at least dozens of those were being picked up. I know a lot of people were buying raw plays for grading. Some people were doing some slab optimization type plays. There were definitely some PSA 6s and 7s being bought to be able to crack them out and try to get like CGC 8s or 9s or whatever. There was just like a little bit of everything. Single slab sealed. It was great. Saturday, we only stopped in for like 45 minutes or so. Bierski was going to get on the road. We kind of slept in late. Bierski was going to get on the road. We hit it there with him quick. And then me, Ponga, Skya, Java went and got we went and got lunch shortly after there.
Wait, Sunday, not Saturday, right?
Did I say Saturday? Sunday. Yeah, okay, Sunday.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's cool though. I will say I am glad I did my few days and then flew home, but I was definitely having FOMO. I did kind of wish I stayed. More so for the go-karting on Monday. I didn't know that was going to be a thing. That is so much fun.
These ones too. It was Sunday night. So Sunday night it was we actually went to the airport. We dropped off Ponga. He left Sunday evening, and then it was just me, Java, and Skya. And near the convention area, near the Airbnb, it was Destiny USA. It's called. They have RPM racing. Like 90% of go-karts that you go to, you put the pedal to the floor and you steer. Mm-hmm. Like you don't have to drive them, you just steer them. This was go-kart racing. So Java just watched. He was in the audience, but me and Skya raced. It was such a blast. Like they tell you too. They're like, guys, this is not the go-karting that you're used to. If you put your foot to the floor and try to turn, you will just crash. You will hurt yourself. Like you will break things. Like we will kick you out. Don't do that. It's like you're braking. You're letting off the gas. You're drifting. It's like it's racing. It is so fun. I talked to my dad. Like I'm like, Dad, we've got to go sometime relatively soon. Skya, I honestly thought I was gonna like wreck the field. There were 7 of us racing. 3 of the guys were like regulars. So I got 4th. Skya got 5th. I think I beat him by about 0.7 of a second for my fastest lap. I was just about to lap him actually. He started just behind me. And I was just about to lap him, and then the race ended. So I didn't quite get a lap on him. But no, he did well. He held his own. I think I have a fair bit more like experience growing up racing, driving all the different go-karts and 4-wheelers. But oh man, and how out of shape I am. 17 laps in the go-kart, like just stressing, being on it. Like I was so sore the next day, like everywhere, like every part of my body was sore. It was a great little workout. I will definitely be back to there. It was like, and we went bowling the night before. But bowling was a lot of fun too. It was funny because like before the bowling, everyone was like, I'm not very good. Like we were talking about maybe doing some kind of a little wager, like last place in bowling might have to buy something. And it kind of sounded like everybody thought they were going to do really bad. and like everyone was hustling. Everyone did so much better than I expected. We had some crazy high scores out of nowhere. We had a couple really low ones too. The amount of turkeys that people were getting left and right, 3 strikes in a row.
Oh yeah.
It was pretty wild. People on average were way better than I would have expected. But yeah, I will go to greater lengths recapping all of that on Monday in my video. I'm sure I'll do the standard Catch 'em all collectible slideshow, showing all the food that I ate, showing all the fun things that went on. But any bit of the Turning Stone you want to recap, or how did your visit go compared to prior Turning Stone visits?
I think it was the first time I actually won. I think we both lost the 2 previous times that we went.
I believe so as well.
So yeah, this one was a lot better compared to previous ones, which was nice. No, it was a ton of fun. It was a lot of late night degeneracy. But yeah, it was an absolute blast. It was so much fun. I'm ready for round 2.
Whenever you're ready. We're both Ruby tier. We've got free room ready to be comped. My wife and I are actually looking forward to. There's a new restaurant opening there soon. There's a new hotel opening there in a couple of months. There's actually a very nice restaurant that we've never been to there before. So at some point we're gonna go, courtesy of last week's degeneracy. I've earned a comped room. I've got enough credits for like a very fancy dinner for 2. So date night was secured with last week's degeneracy.
There we go.
I had so much fun.
The player's card is definitely the way to go. I was not convinced, but it is definitely the way to go.
Yeah. The Baccarat was fun. It was very dark the first tango that I had in that room, but maybe I'm just biased because my last session won quite a bit in a short duration. But
were you? What was the second time when me and you went? I was doing decent until we bet it all on the last one.
I think up until that one, I was down a little bit, but not down too bad. And yeah, I think I'm gonna try to session whenever we go next time for a while. I'm gonna try to session there for a few hours and see how it goes, because they do have a couple sucker side bets, but they don't have ones that I would pump like every hand like I do in blackjack. I was just hemorrhaging money through that side bet. Well, it's crazy because like at the beginning, I was printing money through the side bet, and then I hemorrhaged it for like a long session, and then I hit it monstrous at the end. I never got that 28-1 though. I never got the double perfect match.
You were killing it with those matches. That was insane.
I still haven't heard back. Remember the Mudkip guy, right? He said his son's favorite Pokemon was Mudkip, the attorney that we talked to there.
Oh, yeah.
I gave him my business card, so we'll see if I ever get an email from the random attorney that we were playing some blackjack with.
There we go. Yeah, no, that was probably the coolest thing that I saw was what was it? The Blazing Sevens or something like that. Where there was the side bet where you put $5 on the light.
I can't believe I missed her winning that 10K. Oh man, that would have been awesome.
I got to witness that. That's the biggest win I've ever seen at a casino, which that was wild. I guess it makes sense, but they did stop it for longer than I thought. We were there for like 20 minutes just talking. While they reviewed the cameras, better ID, all that stuff.
It makes sense. It is wild though, because like in the time that I was there, we played with them for a few hours. She was probably down 10K. She hit a 10K like mini jackpot just to get back to even. As PK says, thank you PK for the raid. Thanks everyone for being here. We are absolutely booming. Nick and I sat. We were doing some several hour blackjack sessions last week at the Turning Stone Casino, and yeah, she was down bad, and then she hit triple. Were they red sevens, black sevens, same color?
Black sevens. Yep.
She hit 3 black 7s. If they were in the same suit, it would have been
like
90. Yeah, 95,000. If they were same color, it was 10% of the jackpot. And if they were all 7s, mixed suits, mixed colors, it would have been like 1,000, I believe. Absolutely crazy. And you actually had a near miss where, like, had you been playing it, you would have gotten 1,000. You would have gotten the 3 7s the one time.
Yep.
But we got 20 gifted from Son of Mewtwo. Appreciate it. But yeah, from the Turning Stone to the convention to the Airbnb, we didn't have enough. PK really wanted to go to the casino. I really wasn't about driving all that way back. It's like, let's just have a casino here. We went to a game store in the Destiny Mall, and I bought a card shuffler and I bought 4 decks of cards. I was the dealer. I dealt blackjack for 2 nights in a row. Nick, Spat, I think Bierski played a decent bit. Skya played a little bit. It was I was literally just, I was the house, and I was dealing to these degenerates, and there were some fun some fun interactions there for sure.
Is it true the house always wins? Did you win?
I won both nights. Won both nights. Yes. So I was only slightly negative. If you count rewards, if you count everything, I look too. So I'm bad about washing my car. If I get to Onyx tier, which you and I are halfway to Onyx tier with 6,000 points, 12,000 points, I'll get 2 free car washes a month. And the car wash is like, I drive by the car wash every day when I go to UPS. So it's like I can get there's like some actual value there. I need to go have a session again, matching the length and the duration of the average bet volume of the stay that we just had, and then I'll be Onyx tier. I'll have a fancy black card, and I think you get like 2 monthly trips to the driving range. So
Man,
I mean,
they got some solid perks.
If I start climbing the ranks, I mean, as long as I don't spend 10 grand doing it, it'll be pretty plus EV. Oh man.
That's some solid perks right there. I like it.
Yeah. So yeah, that was really the week. Again, I guess we covered a lot of it here, but I will definitely go a bit more into it on Monday, as I always do. And that was first.
I heard I missed the best meal. The barbecue. I heard that was the best one. So
I only asked a couple people, but I think Steakhouse was most commonly the one that I heard.
Okay.
Who told you? I mean, the barbecue was up there for sure. I love dinosaur barbecue. But
there was someone I don't remember. There was someone who wrote barbecue. Steakhouse was solid though. That was probably my favorite.
Yeah, the steakhouse there is very, very good. The bone marrow is always a hit, and then the dry aged ribeye, you can't go wrong.
No, prime rib.
Your prime rib did look good. It did look good. I can make a pretty decent prime rib at home. I guess I could theoretically dry aged steaks at home, but I would need to get equipment, and I'm not prepared for that.
See, you have a family you can make a prime rib for. I'm not about to make a prime rib for myself.
I mean, you got Walrus, you got Thrifty. They're hungry. They need fuel for the boom. I think there was a tiny bit of martingale going on, but that gets dark over long sessions. So yeah, I don't think there was too much martingale going on. I did
What was the one we lost like 10 in a row of something?
Oh, that was with Baccarat. That was our first session of Baccarat. Yeah. You didn't lose as bad as I did because you were bouncing back and forth from player to dealer.
That's right.
I was straight dealer the whole way, and player hit like we had a tie or two, but player hit like 8 times in a row. It was insane. I hemorrhaged there. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh crap! I forget what I was gonna say. I think it was something about food, but I can't remember.
Yeah, overall, really good food.
As I said,
place. That was a saw. I wish we had a pizza place like that.
Yeah. That's like one of our go-to spots. Bierski was running the crap stable for quite a while. I didn't get in on it. I didn't. I said dealer, but it's banker or player. The Upstate Tavern was really solid as well.
That was
That's just
another solid place. Yeah. We went there. I know they went there 3 times. We went there twice. That was a solid place too.
I can't believe you guys went there 3 times and you never tried the social club. Like I would have played some blackjack and tried some wings and stuff at the social club. We did play shuffleboard there the one night, but we didn't get any food there. Seemed like their food looked good too. But definitely one thing I remember what I was gonna say. So October, put it on your calendars, Pokeflippers out there. Let me pull it up to make sure I have the right one. So it is the weekend of Chicago Collecticon. I will say that.
I'm not making
but it's Sunday. I mean, go to Chicago Collecticon Saturday, go to Pokefest Sunday, and then Monday's Columbus Day. So Sunday night Sunday we hit the show. Sunday night we stay at Turning Stone instead of staying out at the Airbnb, and then we hit the tables for a couple days.
A couple days.
Nick, I'm trying to get Onyx here. It took me 3 days to get Ruby.
That is true.
It took me 3 days to get Ruby.
You gotta convince them to move one of the conventions to like May, June, so that way we can hit the golf course too. I haven't played a par 3 course in so long, and it's so much fun.
I haven't played a round of golf. Oh, Nick, this is not a par 3 course like a little pitch and putt or something. We used to have one near me that was like, they called it a par 3 course, but they were like 50 yards, 80 yards. I think the longest was 100. This one has like a 230-yard par 3.
Jesus, that is not a par 3.
Like the par 3 course there. My claim to fame, the best thing I've ever done in golf, I birdied a 230-yard par 3. I don't think I've ever eagled. I've birdied a bunch, but like that's the most impressive hole I've ever birdied. It's a beautiful, beautiful course though. Like that's the par 3. They have 3 or 4 courses. They have one that's on the PGA because I went to a PGA event there before. So some of them are like very expensive, exclusive courses. You probably couldn't even golf on them without like very advanced notice and being a very high roller or being someone kind of known. But yeah, the par 3 course, like I'd probably have to hit the range first. I haven't played a round of golf aside from like hitting a few buckets at a driving range. I haven't hit a few buckets at a driving range in 5 years probably. I haven't played a round of golf in like over 10 years. It's been a long time. It would probably be very dark if I were to just go without any driving range first. Even with some driving range. Like I was never a great golfer.
I'm not either. I'm not good.
I'd be happy with like I'd be happy with a bogey. Like a bogey I'm doing well. I'd usually average around a double bogey. I'd shoot around 100 to 110 on my home course back in high school. Like if I did a 50, I was doing pretty well for 9 holes. I think my kids in putt at the beach this year. I do mini golf a couple times a year, every year for sure. That's a lot easier to get out on.
I so love it.
Shout out to the hobby bin, slaughtering kids out on the mini golf course. But yeah, I'm 100% down. If you're serious on that, like we got the rooms, the golf course is there. Just let me know whenever, and we'll make something happen.
That is true.
But October 11th, Pokefest 2. It's probably not going to be as big. It's not going to be as elaborate. It's not going to be as crazy as what this was last week. Part of the reason that I went so big with it, getting a few nights at the Turning Stone, getting the big Airbnb for everyone, was because like I don't think we'll ever have one that's the same. I just feel like it's so likely that someone will have something going on. The next one hits Chicago Collecticon, so a couple people will be out for that reason. Everyone's going to be... It's funny, when you quit your job, a lot of the side hustlers in Pokemon, when they quit their job, they almost get like more busy being full-time Pokemon. So it gets harder to get them out. And stay tuned because there's a lot of news. There's a lot of news coming in the KetchumAllCollectibles circle. Some of it has been trickling out already. but I will be live Saturday night on my channel with Mr. Ponga, potentially with some very large breaking news.
Wait, he hasn't. Well, that'll be exciting. That'll be exciting.
It's been
Is
talked
it
about,
news
like,
or is it news?
it's been talked about like in his live streams. So
Okay.
yeah, it's pretty out there, but I guess it's not been formally talked about on a podcast at this point, just in the actual live streams. But there are other folks in the vicinity of KetchumAllCollectibles who may or may not have some massive news going on too. So I'm looking very much forward to being able to help and support in any ways that I can, and just see how far they can take their future endeavors. This is so late because I entirely forgot about the fact that we were doing this today, and Nick was able to flex to my tardiness because
it's weird being the responsible one. Usually you're the one setting everything up and reminding me about these.
Mr. Consistent, and then last week I go on this week-long bender with the convention and with the being the dealer at the Airbnb and having the Turning Stone little trip there. So this is one thing that I did too that I can't do next time. I just, like, we played blackjack for 8 hours and I just had IPA. Never waters in between. It's crazy. I'm 36. I don't get hungover. Before bed, pound a couple waters, pound a Gatorade, and I'm good to go. But my voice was shot on like Wednesday, and that was so dark. Like I was battling my voice from Wednesday through Sunday. I literally only just got it back today, and I don't even know if it's 100% today. But it's like I wasn't screaming at the table. There were a couple times I had to match the dealer for $600 or $800, and I let out a little bit of a shout, but nothing crazy. My voice is just so weak. Like it's just gone so quick. It sucks.
It's awful. I hate it. I'm the same way. It's like what is it? Pokemon Day weekend.
Yep.
I was literally at home, was not like yelling, and my voice was gone by the end of the weekend just from streaming. It's so bad.
Yep. I feel like since you got plugged into the eBay Live machine, I think your voice is just like, it's just different. Like your voice is just always on like the edge of being gone from how much you talk now. I'm so, like, I went to a Rangers game a couple weeks ago, and the Rangers scored 4 goals. So like after each goal, naturally, I'm up, IPA in hand, doing the goal chant. The Rangers have a nice little home goal chant, and then there was a goalie fight. So if the Rangers only scored 4 goals, I would have been good to go. They could have scored 6 goals, and I would have been good to go. Igor Shesterkin is out there, like out of his crease, because somebody kind of got too close to him or whatever. So Igor came out of his crease. Markstrom skated down the whole length of the ice, dropped gloves. The goalies fought. I was losing my mind. Like I'm not like, I'm pretty robotic. I'm pretty like even keel. I was going nuts. The whole place was going nuts. Instantly, like after that one, my voice was like almost gone for the rest of the night, just from a few goals and then a goalie fight. So yeah, like 8 hours of blackjack with IPAs, with talking all day to everybody. Like it was just shot. And then the weekend, I kind of got it back a little bit for the weekend. It wasn't as bad. Like if you've met me at a Collecticon on a Sunday, it was kind of a meme there for like 2 years straight. I just had like Sunday Collecticon Dan voice. It would be so raspy, and I'd be whispering, and I hate that. Like I could never be a live streamer all day, every day. Like I just don't have the voice stamina for it, I guess. But yeah, what a great week.
That was a lot of fun. Definitely need to do that again.
Definitely. I mean, just because of the duration, just because of the amount of people that I saw, for how long I saw them, and all the, like, my top hobby week ever, I would say.
It was so nice because like every time we get together, it's Collecticon weekend, so we're always so busy, and it was so nice to not be busy and just have the whole day just to hang out and do whatever. That was awesome.
it was more of like we've talked about, and maybe some of them have happened to some level too, but like a homie-con. Like why do we wait for a Collecticon to get together? Let's all just get together for something and hang out. And that's more of what this was. It's like the show was Saturday only, and from Tuesday to Friday, we just kind of hung out and we did whatever, and we just hung out at the casino, hung out at the Airbnb. Like it was a great time not having to be so on it all the time. Like so many times I go into a Collecticon, I fly in the morning, I have the day, maybe there's a hangout during one of the days, and then it's like going to bed super late, waking up super early, show all day. Definitely just a different animal being so booked every single day that you're there. But really, really great time. Definitely appreciated that everyone made it in for that. But I think at this point,
I'm glad PK came in a day early, which was awesome. Because originally I wasn't going to see him, but I got to see him Thursday night, so that was cool. I missed Java. Next time,
you did bail on Java. Yeah. What a monster.
Next time I'll make it so I can see everyone at least.
I love that you came in just for the casino. You came in, hit the casino hard, and then dipped. Very old school Pokemon thing to do. Oh
yes.
What a great time though. But with that, we are a Pokemon podcast as well. We did tie a little bit of Pokemon into that whole event, but follow up Monday if you want another 45 minutes, maybe even an hour of further recap on that.
45 minutes.
I know. 45 minutes is probably selling it short.
Plus video.
Probably. I have a lot of slides to show for sure. But so if anyone has any questions, keep them coming. I do have 7 of them starred. Radar said took a little player from my book on the side bets. For sure. I'm a DGen though. Like I have to, if I play him, I have to play him every hand. Sometimes I was down to 5 on him, but I had as low as 5 on him, and I had as high as I think I did 100 on one of them. I think the highest I hit was 80 though. But
yeah, he's not as ballsy as you, John.
They wouldn't even take the 500. Like I don't even know if the high roller had 500. True. So 100 was max at my casino. But what's the saying, Dan? Consistently inconsistent. So I'm Mr. Consistency, and last week I bailed on my live stream. Last week we bailed on Pokeflipz because I had no voice. I really wanted to. I think it would have been fun. We probably wouldn't have gone on long.
You forgot about this week. I completely forgot about it last week.
It was easy to forget about because we didn't even have a lot going on. We were just having a blast, hanging out at the Airbnb at the Airbnb Thursday night. It would have been. It would have been cool to do it, but I had no voice, and it's like it would be a little bit awkward having to do it in a corner. And would people want to come on or not come on? Like it ended up working out fine for the live streams. I mean, the live streams, we had them in the corners. Some people came in, some people came out, did whatever. But if I had my voice, we probably would have went live for an hour or something. We probably would have made something happen there. How did Pokemon's boom reach the moon if humanity hasn't? Did you actually watch that?
Timmy, I agree. What are your thoughts on that? Let's go down the conspiracy rabbit hole. Did we go to the moon in the 60s?
We went to the moon in 1969. Did anyone watch the Even Stevens? I mean, there's a song about it. It has to be true. No. You don't think we actually didn't go to the moon, or you don't actually think that we didn't go to the moon, do you? I feel like that's a double negative.
That's such a weird phrase.
I don't know what the right answer is either. Did we go to the moon in 1969?
We did not. No, that's all made up. There's zero chance. Look at this, the Artemis thing that just happened.
Oh, God, here we go.
However long, 40, 50 years later, and let's do a mission flying around the moon, not even landing on it, because we don't know.
Podcast is over.
We don't know if it can be done. With all the technology they have nowadays, they don't know if it can be done when it could have been done in the 60s. No shot.
Nick, is the Earth flat or spherical?
I know the Earth is round.
Oh no! Oh no! The OG moon landing was done in a recording studio.
Thank you, Brad.
Nick swings wildly between my favorite and least favorite tuber. I don't want to turn this into an hour-long dark path down. As Ren Stevens said, we went to the moon in 1969, not 1970, but a year sooner. We actually did that. The space race, the Soviets, if the Soviets had the ability to disprove our going to the moon, look up, what's it called? Like I think there's an acronym for it, but the laser retroreflector, whatever BS they put up there, you can literally buy a telescope and you can see where we landed on the moon. Like you can. Now the question is going to be, Dan, have you verified that yourself? No, I haven't spent 10 grand on a thing, but like there are third-party verification auditing. You shine a laser up there and you get the thing and you measure the distance between the moon and the Earth. Like there is proof that we've been on the moon. We don't need to go much further than that.
Why did it take so long? I just can't believe it.
The whole reason we did it was the whole like machismo, USSR, USA, space race, like who's going to be the best, who's going to be first. And then after that, like just not highly prioritized, but we're going back. I mean, Artemis 2, I don't know which one is going to go land on the moon, but I can't wait for the day. The funny thing is, AI is getting so good that when Artemis 7 or Artemis 11 goes to the moon and lands on it, when they show Buzz Aldrin's footsteps, when they show Neil Armstrong's footsteps, and they show the flag, and they show the lunar module, whatever was left behind, when they show all that stuff, people will still claim AI. Oh, that's not real. That's AI. And like there will be people claiming like the day that the rocket launched, I remember seeing on Reddit, people recorded out their phone window, the rocket going up, and people at a baseball game recorded the rocket going up. In 5 years, there will be people saying like, were you in Florida when it was launched? I don't think the rocket was even launched. It was all AI. It was all like, I watched the rocket land live in the ocean. Ponga was there too, and Ponga was like, wow, AI's gotten really good. Like as we were watching the lunar module landing, like it's crazy out here. It'll be interesting though. I don't know when we're planning to go, but I think like that was Artemis 2, Artemis 3, 4, 5, 6 on up. The plan is to revisit, but at some point, like certain people just won't be convinced. Nick, go Google for 20 minutes after this podcast. Look up the laser reflectors on the moon. Like it is third-party verified. If and when it was faked, we would have been called out multiple times over at this point. And you can go find 50 YouTube, 100 YouTube videos with 10 million views that say we were, but getting even darker, I shouldn't even lead us down this path. But like, there are just so many conspiracy theories out there towards things that were like lived through by so many people. Like, yeah, I don't even want to like bring up some of the examples, but it's wild. So, some people just do it to meme. And then you have some people that truly believe in the things, and it's like,
there are definitely people, a lot of people who truly believe in it.
Yeah, but you actually are a moon landing denier.
I am 100%.
I feel like we talked about this a couple years ago on a Pokeflipz, and I don't remember. I guess I wiped that memory away. I repressed that memory. I've gone through years of therapy to repress that memory, and now I have to do it again. Oh man. I seen it take off, but who knows where it went. We're probably not going to turn this into that, but I guess it is late night Pokeflipz after hours. Some of them get super dark, but to give credence to like some of the tinfoil hat out there, like there are some wild things that have been declassified from the government from decades ago. Like there are some actual things that have gone on, some funny business that have gone on that make it like, damn, if they do that, like what else wouldn't they do?
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's things going on today that we'll find out about in 50 years, or our descendants will find out about in 300 years that are like, holy hell, I can't believe that shit was going on. But yeah, that's funny.
I like that.
Probably doesn't even believe in Arceus. Birds are clearly drones. Dan, wake up. Oh God. Thank you, Timmy McGee, for generating all that fun conversation. But yeah, we actually at the Airbnb we watched the Artemis 2. Like we saw it descend and we saw it make the atmosphere, and then the parachutes come out, and that was pretty cool.
That was I was watching that too. Yeah, that was really cool.
I haven't followed much of the history of it, but Bierski popped it on at the Airbnb before we went live that night, and it was pretty cool to follow along. Why are we booming, and can we boom even harder? We are booming because we are early, and yes, we can boom even harder. Stay tuned as we boom even harder.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know if I believe that, but yes, I will agree.
Simple question, yes or no? Are we early?
Maybe.
That's not yes or no. I would say yes. My genuine non-meme answer, I always say short plastic, long cardboard. Now, if you take my yes to being early and you go out and you lever up, you borrow all the money you can to buy the most obscenely overvalued things in today's market, you might lose a lot of money. So I'm not saying it is like go buy anything, everything will make you a millionaire. But from the perspective of like the amount of money that the various institutions have put into this space, the amount of money eBay's putting in to building live, the amount of money collectors is putting into buying BGS and buying PSA, and eBay buying TCG Player, and Fanatics buying everything in the sports card space. I think they're going to get a good return on their investment over the long term. Go to my local show, 1,900 people clamoring for this stuff. Like
it is wild.
So I truly think from like a cardboard sense, I think we are early. But like some of the latest and greatest black labels and PSA 10s and ultra modern booster boxes that are $600, like I don't universally agree with all of it, but simultaneously, like I think we are early.
Yeah, I can definitely see both sides of it, and I'm not selling everything, so I guess a greater part of me believes that we are early. Because if I truly didn't believe we were, then I'd be fire sailing everything. You know what I learned the other day, or I guess it was about a week ago now. You know the WB creator packs? Those are on wild. I had no idea those were so expensive now.
I used to buy those for like
we haven't had a public sale in a while, but everyone's asking 30,000-40,000 for those.
Yep,
it's insane.
I was literally talking to the guy at the LGS today about it. He had a was it like a Wurmple? Maybe it wasn't a Wurmple.
There's something like that.
Yeah, just one of the like least popular Pokemon that are in it. I can't remember what it was. I literally was looking at it like 3 hours ago. But I used to buy those sealed packs for like $100, if I remember correctly, like 10, 12 years ago. I opened multiple myself, and that's the kind of card that like I could have some of those kicking around. Not the sealed packs, probably. I would know if I had a sealed pack of it, but I could have some of the cards kicking around. I remember the last one that I bought actually was probably bought for like $1,000. This was still years ago. And I remember there was a massive print line, or not a massive print line, a roller line down the Pikachu. But yeah, didn't the PSA 10 Pikachu just sell for like 80 grand?
Yeah, 90 grand.
90, yeah.
Wild.
And that's a 1 in 5,250 or something like that. It's a pretty weird number. It's a little bit over 5,000.
Yeah.
But 1 in 5,250, and it's getting 80 grand in a PSA 10. I think it's relatively low pop. Those cards were pretty tough.
They're very tough to grade, yeah.
Even though they're non-hollows, like it's shocking how hard they were to get in a good grade out of the pack.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're We're booming. I'm actually doing, I'm probably doing it for the final time. So last boom, this current boom, 2016 boom to an extent, Troll and Toad Evo when I started, I've gone through all my 5 rows, all my 4 rows, like multiple times at this point. I'm actually having my sister over the next couple months go through like every card in every 5 row that I have, like one final pass. And not to say that I won't create more 5 rows to get set back for the future, but like I'm having her clearly delineate between what are new 5 rows, what are old 5 rows. So like I will turn over every stone. I will open every box. I will go through every 5 row. And like I could have random gold stars. I could have random creator cards. I could have random cards at this point that I don't know that I own. And in the future, it's not going to be like that again. I'm going to stay significantly more organized. I know a few weeks back, I had a podcast on Steve's channel, Tactical Trading, with me and Alex. And Alex is like, his
he is on
station
another
is like
level.
Yeah, like
I'm envious of him there.
Yeah, like engineering principles, like 5S, keeping everything clean and lean and having everything like everything has a place and everything's in or it's out and nothing really sits. I've never been like that. I want to get closer to that. I'll never get 100% there, but I'm really going through like with a fine tooth comb. I'm going through everything in this current boom. And I don't want to find in 3 or 5 years when the market's kind of flattened out a bunch and gone down some on some stuff. I don't want to find a random WB Pikachu. If I have it, I'm going to find it now. If I have it, and not just that, like any random thing.
Yeah.
Team up packs. It was like 6 months or a year ago now, but I was going through boxes and I found like 20 loose team up packs. It's like at some point in the next 6 months, that won't be a thing again. At least until the 2040 boom when I'm finding stuff that I put away in 2027 or whatever.
I'm pretty well organized at this point with everything I have here, which is nice. But then I still have the storage unit back in Massachusetts that I gotta bring here at some point. I don't think there's anything like anything not even really good, anything decent in there. I think it's mainly bulky stuff, but I gotta get that at some point.
You woke up Basic in the chat with the conspiracy talk. Basic, go live right now and give us a 24-hour live stream on the moon landing.
I think we talked about that in his 24-hour stream.
Yeah, there was definitely some conspiracy talk for sure. Some good questions here that I've starred. As always, appreciate you, Ghettoed, for doing the stop sign. Definitely helps. I have starred that. I will get to that one eventually. But let's continue with the older ones. Timmy McGee with a non-meme question. What's your favorite box for storing cards and card saver ones for grading? I just use the graded shoe boxes personally.
Yeah, I like using those. I would say those are the best. Or if you don't have that many, just put them right in the box that they come in. Flip them sideways.
Yep. Yeah, that works too.
But yeah, the BTW boxes are the best. I think it looks good. I even have all my sealed promos. Like I'll put them in the semi-rigids and then stick them in those because I think they work the best.
That's one thing that I'm consciously doing more. Like years ago, 12 years ago, all the way till like 6 months ago, I would just buy 500 Greninja Gold Stars, and they'd be here and there and everywhere. I'm, you know how my setup is kind of. So in one of the safes, I just have like shoe boxes in there, my Ancient Muse, my Score Bunnies on the ball, and I'm putting on the front of the shoebox, I'm putting 100 Ancient Muse, $100 a piece. I'm putting 400 Score Bunnies on the ball, $10,000, like $25 a piece. I'm consciously putting times and dates, and if and when I decide to chunk out 100 of the Torchics, I'm going to put like the day. It's good for inventory purposes. It's good for organizational purposes. Because like years ago, I probably bought 500 Greninja Gold Stars. I just had them everywhere, literally everywhere. Like my sister has already unearthed some in some of the shoe boxes she's gone through, some of the 5 rows she's gone through. I'm sure there's still more to unearth. But like the amazing rares, somewhere I have nearly 1,000 amazing rares that I bought back when they were like 50 cents, $1 a piece, or whatever the hell they were. Those are being taken out. Those are being set aside, earmarked for like time capsule almost.
Yeah.
I'll get to them in 5 or 10 years or whatever point they become more of a niche thing, more of a novelty at a higher margin in the future on a live stream.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that is definitely. I got to get better about writing down what I pay for stuff, because I have started doing that, is setting stuff back, and keeping a track of it in a spreadsheet. But I don't keep track of what I actually buy it at. I gotta be better about that.
Which I think in one of your videos I saw that you're setting back like 5 or 10 of different sword, shield, and it's tougher with 5 or 10. I'm trying to do it on the things that I have like 100 or hundreds of. But with 5 or 10, like if you have a shoebox with 300 different things with 5 of each, like what I'm doing is I might have a shoebox of 10 items with 100 of each. You can fit all that easily on the front of the shoebox, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
but no, I don't think it'd be. I think it would have to be a little bit different. I think it would be like, okay, I'm adding these cards in total. I paid this much for this stack of cards, something like that. So it wouldn't be as clean, but it'd at least help a little bit.
Yeah, that makes sense. Krabby's card says, how do the first 3 months of Ascended Heroes compare to the first 3 months of Prismatic as far as packs ripped on your live stream? Do you have any like vibe data to go off of, or do you have any like firm data that you can pull up?
Nothing firm, no. I could probably get it while you're talking. But vibe data, I would definitely say Prismatic by a decent long shot beat Ascended.
Oh, really?
I think I would say that.
That's interesting. So I just looked it up, and Prismatic released on January 17th, 2025. Ascended Heroes released on January 30th, 2026. So when I compare these, like it's not fully fair, because Prismatic had 2 weeks in January and Ascended only had 1 day, basically. Ascended was dark too, because you remember two pack and 3-pack blisters. The 2-pack blisters got kicked like 3 weeks or whatever. So we never sold out 1 time of Prismatic, if I remember correctly. I think we were always in stock. So from January through March of Prismatic in 2025, we sold, this seems low, but we sold 7,000 packs. I would have guessed it was higher. Across the whole year, we sold 25,000 packs. So it went well throughout the whole year. 2026, so January through March, mind you, again, it's kind of unfair because Prismatic had 2 extra weeks and Ascended I couldn't keep in stock. We sold over 8,000 Ascended in the same time. So we sold more having it in stock less. There could be a little bit of messed up within my memory's so bad. We might have sold some packs as like auction lots. So maybe there's like a couple thousand Prismatic packs that like aren't captured fully. But in any case, like our February, we sold 4,500 Ascended. Last year, February, we sold 3,000 Prismatic. So yeah, we're selling more. And in further context too, instant rips weren't a thing back then. A large portion of our thing today is instant rips. So like it's kind of unfair to today as well, because a year ago, 80-90% of our sales were pack sales. Today, it's only about half of our sales. The other half being like some of the bigger auction mega streams, and then we also have the instant rips kind of cannibalizing some of the pack sales. So Ascended, as far as I can tell, per my data, per my stream, Ascended is winning like fairly handily.
Interesting.
Invest today. What's your thoughts on Ascended being like, what is it, 150 in ETB right now? It's like 1,700 in ETB case.
Wait, is Ascended that high? I did not
Yes.
even know that. Wow. Um, that's my thoughts as wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No, I think I think Ascended is a really, really good set. I do wish the pull rates were a little bit easier, like a Crown Zenith type set. That's what I was kind of thinking when Ascended came out. But the pull rates are not very easy. It's a tough set to get kits out of. It's not nearly as bad as Prismatic, but it's a pretty tough set. But I would buy I like Ascended way more than I like Prismatic. I think in the long run, Ascended is definitely going to do better than Prismatic. I think they're both going to do really good, but Prismatic is just so brutal. It's awful, and I don't really like the Evolution SIRs. Whereas Ascended, you just have so much in there. You've got the Gengar, the Pikachu, the Mewtwo. There's so much to chase in there.
Yeah, I generally agree with all of it. I think the set is definitely better. It's deeper. I should do the thing that I don't do. Like, we're live. We have the technology, just like we did in 1969 to go to the moon. Let me share. Let me share. Like this is Ascended Heroes. I guess if I were better, what 1 second. Let me pull up Prismatic Evolutions as well. But if I had to open 20 packs of each, 50 packs of each, whatever amount of packs of each, I think I would enjoy myself more opening one for one more of the Ascended Heroes.
So that's a good. I guess that's a good. So I guess you're so if you could only buy one, because like Prismatic ETBs are like 150 right now too with the drop in price. You would go if you could only buy one. You would go Ascended. Do you think?
It's tough because now you get into the conversation of like, just as Prismatic Evolutions, I had several cases allocated to me between my two distros at 99 in ATB. So like, do I think a year from today I will likely get more Ascended Heroes at 99 in ATB or less? Yes. So if you're comparing in that regard, tying in the time frame, I like Prismatic more because it's an additional year old. But as far as like, so if your time frame is a year, I'd rather have the Prismatic. If your time frame is 5 years, 10 years, I'd rather have the Ascended. That's where I come from. Okay, where are you on that?
I'm with you on that.
But yeah, like look at all these. Look at all these.
And the Psyduck is so cute. I absolutely love that card. It's so good.
Yeah, there's some great cards here for sure. And then Prismatic, obviously you've got all the evolutions, you've got the God Pack, where you get all the evolutions. But once you drop off, I mean, you got String Cheese.
I actually
Ledge is pretty cool.
That's actually a cool card. It reminds me so much of Mario, like the gold coins.
But yeah, like you got Caveman Raikou, you've got some stuff going on, but nothing like this. I mean,
it's so good. It's such a stacked set.
But as I've been saying for the past year, like it all depends on what you're doing, and like I need it for the live stream, so I'm buying a lot of packs at the $9.25 a pack. But do I think that I will add thousands of packs later this year for under $7 or $8 a pack? Very likely, yes. Just as I did in the past year for Prismatic. Hindsight, I wish I added more Prismatic when it went under 7. When it went under 7, I thought it was going to stay under 7 longer. I thought it might even go under 6, under 5. Clearly, I've been wrong on that front to the extent of how low these packs will go. But how much Ascended did you hold back? One thing that I liked about the ETBs not coming at launch, so with Prismatic, ETBs came at launch. I broke them all for packs pretty much. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Nice thing about Ascended, it was brutal at the launch, trying to buy from botters and scalpers and whatever to keep the packs for the live streams. But once I survived it, by the time we got to ETBs, I broke almost no ETBs.
Yeah.
I have like 25 cases of ETBs probably for Ascended.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get way more ETBs than I do. I'm jealous. 'Cause I got 10 cases and I kept all those back.
Mhm. I'm definitely not going to sit on all of them. It feels like there's a decent chance that that they might sniff 2,000 an ETB case within the next month or two. Like with Perfect Order being weak, with Chaos Rising seeming relatively weak relative to Ascended, like very very weak for both Chaos and Perfect. So like my data from the live streams say that people are shunning Perfect and they're opening Ascended. So like very short term, I'm talking weeks and months. I think Ascended is going to go up. I think at some point I'll throw I probably won't even have to throw a story up on my Instagram. I'll probably DM a couple people and I'll be like, hey, do you want to buy me out of 8 or 10 cases of Ascended Heroes ETBs when they're like 2,000 a piece, selling for 1,800-1,900 a piece or whatever? That's going to be kind of my like spec. That's my play. I think that I will be rewarded in that. I think that I'll be able to replace them in the next several months to a year. I think I'll get restocked and they'll be 99 or 119 or 129 or whatever the hell the number will be. I could be wrong. And if and when I'm wrong, it's like, okay, I have less than I could have had, but I can live with that too. Cause it's like, there's so many things out there that I want to deploy some amount of money into. And you just can't have all of them.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I will be curious to see what happens to pricing with the we get the booster bundles. That's coming up soon, isn't it? The end of the month? Next week?
Very soon, I think. I can't even remember.
It's coming up relatively soon. But I'll be curious to know what happens to pack pricing once the bundles come out. Hopefully we see packs come down a bit. I'm sure they'll come down a little bit, but we'll see what happens there.
I think they will. I think a lot of the stuff from distro just gets hoarded up as sealed. Like, I don't know about you, but like all my Destined Rivals booster bundle reprints that I got a couple of months ago, all my Prismatic booster bundle reprints that I got a couple of months ago, the loose bundles, I took some to the show and I sold them. We sell some on the live streams, but all the 25 count sealed cases, rest in peace to the 10 count displays that were nice, like display pieces, and those just don't exist anymore, it seems. But yeah, I haven't opened any of my 25 pack cases, barring Perfect Order. Like, I opened that one to sell at the show. But yeah, I'm looking up right now. I'm looking up bundles right now on my distro for Mega Evolution through. Wait. Wave 2 is June 12th. What's Wave 1? 4/24. So next week.
Okay.
So next week I'm getting 40 from this distro, and then I'm getting 25 in mid-June. So like 6 weeks later.
I think I'm getting the same amount, roughly.
But yeah, like I think a lot of because that's 150 packs. A 25 count case is 150 packs. I think a lot of those won't get broken down. I know that I won't break mine down for packs, but a lot of them coming through the vending machines, a lot of them coming through Target and Walmart and Pokemon Center being bought into all hell. A lot of those, like a decent amount of those, will probably get broken down, I would think.
I'm sure, yeah.
Where do you place the Ascended Hero? So what right now? 151 is going on 3 years old, right? It's like 2.5 years old.
Yeah,
I believe. What is Ascended Heroes booster bundles going to be? Two things. What are Ascended Heroes booster bundles going to be at 2.5 years old? Yeah, because September 2023 was 151. And what is Prismatic booster bundles going to be at 2.5 years old? So Prismatic will be 2.5 years old in a little over a year from now. Ascended is still over 2 years away from being 2.5 years old. But like we know, 151 is 185, 190, I believe, a booster bundle right now, which is crazy. I have a fair few of those set back, but I did sell some at the show. It was funny too to see people come up to the table and like look at a 151 booster bundle, and it was like the amount of people that looked at that as like a grail item, and so many people pointed out the 151 UPC, $1,000. So many people were like, "Oh man, I sold mine 3 months ago for $300 or whatever the hell it was."
Yeah.
But yeah, prismatic bundles, 2.5 years old, so like in a year and a half, and then Ascended Heroes booster bundles at 2.5 years old, so like 2 years from now, 2+.
See, I really like 151, but I think a big part of that is because we grew up with Gen 1.
Anto kids,
yeah, exactly. So I think that's a big reason why it's so popular for like our generation, whereas people today they're connected to it, but they're not as connected to it because there's so many different eras. So I'm actually gonna go. That's a close one. I'm gonna say Ascended is the most expensive. 151's close behind it, and then Prismatic is number 3. So like if 151 bundles are say 180 right now, I'm gonna say Ascended is 200, and then Prismatic is gonna be 140.
So that's not like simultaneously they won't be that. They'll be that at
that same
old, right?
date, at that same 2.5 years.
At the same check-in point.
Yeah.
So now let me go further. So you said Ascended 200?
Yeah.
What's the so that's your expected. That's your average outcome. If you could simulate it 1,000 times, the average outcome would be like 200. What's your like bull case and what's your bear case?
Of
Ascended booster bundles, 2.5 years old. So in 2 years and 3 months or whatever.
I think the bull would be 200. The bear would be what is there, six like maybe $80. The trouble with Ascended is you have the new print facility. Like Ascended will still be in rotation when the new print facility comes on. So will they go back and reprint Ascended? They could, or will we be that far ahead where they just forget about it? I'm leaning more towards they're going to forget about it.
I'm trying to think what I would attribute to these two. 2.5 years Ascended being 200 would, at the risk of being wrong again, it would kind of shock me. Like 151, it's not that old. It's 2.5 years old at this point, but it was in a relatively different time, right? Like we are booming. Presumably, in 2 months, we will find out what the print run was for the prior fiscal year. I think it was a lot bigger. I think a lot more cards are being printed, and I think more cards will be printed next year and then more the following year. You mentioned that the new print facilities. I'd be thrilled if these things were like 130. I'd be thrilled if they were 130, $20 a pack. You
don't think they're going to be as high, if not higher, than 151?
151 is booming.
They printed 151 into the ground.
I know they can be, but will they be is the question. No idea, naturally. But 200 is fully. I'm not saying 200 is impossible. Before anyone calls me on that, I'm not saying it's impossible, but I think 200 is like super bullish case. I'd be thrilled if they were 130, 140. And one thing that gets me is the amount of times that I hear people say oh, buy a Ascended Heroes ETB at 150 today because worst case scenario, they say it's a $500 ETB in 3 years. People lose me there. They say that's the worst. To me, the worst case scenario for an Ascended Heroes ETB in 3 years is $50. And to me, that's a bullish take. Worst case, it's going to be MSRP. I'd be thrilled if that was it's the market's so irrationally exuberant is the proper term for it. It's so crazy right now. But no, like if Ascended ETB booster bundles, I know I'm going back and forth between booster bundles and ETBs. It wouldn't shock me if they were 200, but like that is so strong. That is so crazy if they were to be 200. They very may well be.
I just think if things if we continue like this, how can't Ascended be more than 151? I just don't. If everything else continues the same, and we don't get a massive reprint with the new print facility, we don't have a massive drop off in demand. If everything remains the same, I can't see Ascended being cheaper than 151.
That's a pretty big if, though. Not to be the guy who, like, I'm maxing out my IRAs and 401ks every year. I'm putting that fully in the market, fully in the S&P 500. I'm not like sitting on my hands doing nothing in fear of this happening. But like the S&P 500 could drop 40% next year. It could happen. By some metrics, the market is currently more overvalued than it was during the 99.com thing. Like, I'm not, as I say that, I am participating. I'm not analysis paralysis. I'm not like doing nothing. I'm not letting price memory keep me from doing anything. But like that's a very valid potential outcome where layoffs and recession and big drop in the, I know crypto had it and Pokemon didn't care, said hold my beer. But just when I hear people say worst case scenario, ETBs will triple. Well, like that kind of stuff is just lunacy to me. That kind, and again, like a year ago, I was saying when I hear people say Destined Rivals can never go under MSRP, guaranteed, they were right, but they were so
smart.
wrong.
They're looking smart now. Those people.
No, they're not. They're as dumb as hell. They're as dumb as they've ever been.
Their investment advice.
Well, Nick, they're guaranteeing that the downside of Ascended Heroes after 3 years is $500. So, like, if I was half that bullish, if I was half that brainless, frankly, I would I would have a lot more than I do. It's
you wonder how many of these people actually believe that, though, or are they just because it's the cool thing to talk about on YouTube. It's how you get all your views. Is to be super bullish on Pokemon. Are these people genuinely believing this stuff?
I think more and more, yes. Like some of the things that I heard on the ground floor at the convention, like I definitely heard people saying like I didn't buy this 3 months ago and it was X price, and some people were just like, yep, I'm gonna take 2 151 booster bundles because they're only gonna go up. And at this point, like 151, the train has likely left the station. It probably won't be reprinted again. But still, like with something with so many of them set back. And like I just gave the data too. I just gave the data on the fact that Ascended is being ripped more than Prismatic was. Like I'm bullish on it. I'm just not brain dead on it. I'm not going to sit here and guarantee that the downside, like the worst case scenario, like is a triple up in 3 years. Like what are people? I'll never understand. I
don't get that. I don't get that.
But it is what it is. We're booming. I say all the things that I just said. I have 25 cases of Ascended Heroes ETBs, and I'm not like panic selling them. As I said, I think short term, I think they'll move up 10 to 15% before they go down at all. And I'm gonna try to like swing trade, momentum trade. I'm gonna try to optimize that play more. I'll probably send a case or two to Ponga and PK to have for their upcoming mega streams to just let them rip for $1 on auction and get 1,600, $1,800 bucks, whatever. I think they're a good item to pump through a mega stream. But I've had a couple trickle through like DC Sports and whatever. I think I have one on Golden maybe, but no, for the most part, like I'm kind of hanging tight.
I think it makes sense.
But yeah, let me continue on. Appreciate you again, Son of Mewtwo, a while back gifted, actually 1 hour ago exactly, gifting the 20 memberships. Fat Belly wants to know, Dan, how is your investment palette looking? You ever think about selling it early, like now? So everything that I just said, like perfect timing, everything that I just said, if the pallets didn't exist, much of them would be sold. And the reason the pallets exist is because that's happened before, and I've sold things before I wanted to. So I'm not going to break my word on the pallets. The pallets will be held until 2030 and likely beyond. But that said, my 25 cases of Ascended Heroes ETBs are not on the pallets. There's actually 0 cases of Ascended ETBs on the pallets currently. So if and when I start feeling like people are going crazy, and I have pretty good data, I have pretty good metrics towards like the thing that we should all fear is everyone investing and no one ripping. Look at the pop reports of the chase cards. Look at the pull rates of the chase cards. Look at the fact that I just said our best-selling set of 2026 is being outsold today. Sorry, of 2025 is being outsold today by Ascended Heroes in a time where our pack sales are generally down because we sell more digital packs. If and when I start seeing that data turn, if and when I start seeing that like packs aren't being opened anymore and everyone's investing, I will panic sell a lot of stuff. Everything that's not attached to a pallet will go. But I think we're pretty far from there as of today. And that said, like what I have off the pallets dwarfs what's on the pallets. So I will be a man of my word. I will continue the 5+ year experiment. Every May, I will check in on its birthday. My dad will probably be here next month, recapping the pallets.
You should have done it a few months ago when silver was skyrocketing.
I know. We'll definitely talk about that.
Are you going to do that again?
We'll talk about that again. I'll compare Bitcoin. Bitcoin has had a lot of price action in the past year, so we can talk about that. But yeah, I'm definitely going to see that one through to the end because so many it's funny. There's probably a person or two in here who's DM'd me this before. I get DMs once a week. Dan, do you ever just like think about selling everything? And I've had people literally just today, $100,000 collection landed, and just today a different separate $50,000-$60,000 collection landed. I've bought some people's everything in the past week and in the past month, and I'm sure in the next month and the next year I'll buy some people's everything. But no, the pallets are intentionally forced diamond handing because in the past, like I could have had Phantom Forces cases, I could have had Roaring Skies cases, Burning Shadows cases, I could have had Team Up case, all those things that I intended to hold for 5 or 10 years, and I paper handed. So the pallet is like a forced holding period. It's a forced time capsule where I physically cannot paper hand. I've man of my word. I've put myself out there. I'm not going to do that. So, but if and when I start feeling really scared, embarrassed, and whatever, I'll just dump like a lot of what I have not on the pallets. And as of right now, I have the most Pokemon I've ever had. Sealed, singles, slabs, all of it. My $250,000 chase line of credit. It's not maxed out, but it's up there. It's being utilized right now to handle some of these big collection buys. So, and I know you, like, what's your oldest? So I go all the way back on the pallets. I go all the way back to like Battle Styles and Vivid Voltage.
Mine starts.
I didn't have Sword Shield Base and Rebel Clash, but like, what's your oldest case, and what's your like threshold? What's your metric for moving it? What would cause you to start selling some of your oldest stuff?
I've got Darkness Ablaze. That's my oldest. I think if and when the store happens, I think that's the time I'm gonna start busting into that. I'll probably do like half of it. So like Sword and Shield, I only have 2 cases of everything. I'll probably take 1 case of everything just to make it look good in the beginning. To have like inventory out in the store. But yeah, it is something I think about more and more often now. With how expensive everything is getting, I do think it could go higher, especially in the long term. Because like look at obviously it's different because Sword and Shield was printed more than Sun and Moon, but look at Sun and Moon right now. Who do you know besides Pokeplumber that has cases of Sun and Moon? I don't know a single other person. And eventually the same thing's going to happen to Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet and Mega Evolution. It's just going to continue if things keep going the way they're going.
Yeah. Yeah, as I said, like part of me, I look at the pallets and it's like, man, I want to sell it all, but that's why I've forced myself to take on this endeavor. And if and when, like, I'm not gonna go for that 6 figures of Pokemon sat there, I'm gonna go for the other 6 figures of Pokemon that are in every nook and cranny. Because I like. It's the crazy thing. It's the crazy thing that I shouldn't say, but I find myself saying all the time. The downside is known and fixed. And worst case, I lose 100%. Worst case, and realistically, if Pokemon becomes a dead trading card game, like MetaZoo Original sells for something still. Like it likely not minus 100%. Worst case is minus 90%. Best case, I have cases of Silver Tempest right now. That like, what is that? That's $2,500, $3,000. That could be a $30,000 case in 10, 15, 20 years. Hell, maybe 5 years for all I know. Phantom Forces right now is a $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 case. It's hard to wrap my mind around it, but like I want to see some amount of them through. What I think is most likely to happen in 2030, I will likely have 8 to 10 pallets. I think I'll take pallets 1 to 4, and I think I'll Frankenstein them. I'll consolidate them. I'll turn pallets 1 to 4 into one new pallet. I'll call it pallet like 1A or whatever. And I'll let it cook for another 10 years. Things that I have 4 cases of, I'll keep 1 case. Or maybe I'll keep 2 cases or whatever. I want to keep some of pallet 1 living on until like 2050. It's kind of insane. It sounds kind of crazy. But like I've been in the hobby since 2014. I've owned multiple cases of every set from Phantom Forces. And I have nothing to show for it until Darkness Ablaze. I'm not going to do it again.
Dark. Get it?
Yeah. So for 6 years I was in the hobby. Every set from Phantom Forces to Rebel Clash, I had allocated cases from Distro. I had the ability to have cases of Cosmic, cases of Celestial and Lost Thunder and Guardians. Like I have zero cases. That will not and maybe I was wrong to the bearish side the first 12 years. And then maybe I'll be wrong to the bullish side. Maybe in 2050, I'll look at the remnants of pallet 1A and I'll be like, holy hell. In 2032, I could have sold this for $1 million and now it's worth 20 grand. I'll be down 98% on my 57th update to my pallets. But it blows your mind to think about it and to kind of like review all we've been through.
It really does. It really does.
And
yeah, I do think the same. I think it's eventually consolidate, but kind of always hang on to a little bit of it.
Yep. And one thing that's scary too is most my Sword and Shield was nice because it was like distro product. When one of the collection that I bought today, there's an Evolving Skies booster case in it. I feel pretty confident in my ability to like vet a case. PokeSun made the video, swap in Journey Together labels, and you can go in with like a borescope camera, whatever. I feel pretty confident in my ability to like vet things. But the nice thing about the pallets, the majority of the pallets are product from my distro. So like if I can take my Scarlet Violet era allocations, my Mega Evolutions era allocations 20 years into the future, I know that my 4 cases of Phantasmal Flames, and hopefully someday I start being able to put 20, 40 cases again. I always had the intent to, but I never had the ability to, because when I started Pallet 1, I could add SV base for $500 a case. I thought I had another year. So I started Pallet 1 with 10 cases of SV base. My full intent, if you go back to video 1 2 years ago, my full intent was to get every set to 20 cases. The market started running like 4 months after I made that first video. So sadly, like the biggest set that I have is Obsidian Flames with 16 cases. But someday I hope to genuinely be able to set back like 20 to 40 cases of every set. It's just I literally don't even get allocated that much in this current market for most of these sets. It's
exactly.
It's wild. One thing I wanted to talk about, I haven't seen anyone bring it up yet in today's comments, but how much Japanese inventory do you have?
Not much. It's getting expensive. It is getting up there, which is wild, because it's already so expensive, and it's just getting even more expensive.
It's crazy right now.
It's wild.
Yeah, I had a local guy. I think I mentioned this a few months ago on Pokeflipz, but I went to I go to the post office pretty much every day. There's this local whale that will be opening packages that he gets from like Whatnot, but it's coins. And he showed me some of the stuff that he has, and that's a separate conversation. But we were talking, and he hit me up. He's like, "Oh, hey, I know you're like Pokemon guy, and one of my buddies, he wants to buy his kid some Pokemon for his kid's birthday." And I'm like, "Yeah, give him my number, and I'll hook him up." He wanted Inferno X and he wanted Mega Dream. And one, eBay is so... Brian made a video on it. PokeNE made a video on it. If you go on eBay right now and you search for an Inferno X or Mega Dream, like hundreds of listings for like product from China at like a third of the price, clearly fakes. But anyways, I text this guy. I look at _retrospecs on Instagram. Shout out to Retro. I look up his prices. Mega Dream's like 115. Inferno X is like 220 or whatever, or 210. So I
insanity.
I take Retro's prices. I add like $2 a box or something, and I think I have a few boxes kicking around in both sets. Anyways, I messaged the local guy, and he's like, "Oh, thanks for getting back to me. You're just fairly high, and I'm gonna go with someone else." And I'm like, "This is fresh quotes." I checked Retro. I checked a few other people. Everyone was in the same vicinity. I told them, one, watch out for tariffs, because I didn't know if the guy who was talking about tariffs. I asked him the price. He said Inferno X and Mega Dream for like $70 a box. I said one of two things is happening. One, you're being scammed and you're buying Chinese knockoff crap. Or maybe there's somebody locally that bought them months ago and they don't know that the prices went up. So they bought them months ago. They put their normal markup on, and they just don't realize them. Like when they go to replace them, they'll go like way up. But I think it's more the former. I think it's more the fact that like it's probably somebody buying Chinese. So I told him like, "Hey, I'm not trying to scalp you. I'm not trying to like pull one over on you. I've got a few contacts. Well, not really. I've got contacts who have contacts in Japan. And this is what the stuff costs." So I told him too. It's like, I'm not playing around. I'm not trying to scam you. I'm not trying to screw around. I said, if you have access to real boxes at those prices, I said I will buy hundreds of each box. Like you messaged me to buy from me, I will buy from you. And I haven't heard back from him. So I hope like next time I run into the coin wheel at the post office, I'll be like, hopefully he doesn't think I'm trying to scam him or whatever. But no, it's crazy what they've done recently.
It's wild.
I
didn't see that one.
How much Phantasmal do you have set back?
I started doing 8 cases with Mega. So I went 2 Sword and Shield, 4 Scarlet and Violet, and then 8 with Mega.
There's definitely some percent chance that I look back in a few years and I'm like, yep, Greeny was right. I'm looking at 2030 at pallet number 4 that only has 4 cases of Phantasmal, and I'm kicking myself.
I basically just set my whole wave 2 back.
I need to see. I this is gonna be dark, but I think I set back 4 cases for my wave 2. There's a chance I didn't, and there's a chance I might have to go into the market and replace. I'll make sure I'll message Green. I'll go crawling back to Green, and I'll message him. Can I buy? I was wrong. You were right. What's that from Happy Gilmore? I was wrong. You were right.
That's right.
You're very handsome. I'm not very good looking. Like, I'll do that whole thing. I remember I used that little clip on my my MetaZoo live stream when MetaZoo went bankrupt. I might have to pull that one out again. But yeah, Nick indeed working late.
I know. It's a late one. It's a late one.
If Destin Rivals goes to MSRP, none of those people will be here to talk to.
Or they'll be here and they'll just completely ignore what they said. Yeah. They'll never mention because Mr. Voltage at $200 a box is still.
Oh no! Hold on. Don't put me in the clip.
He is not near. He is not only around. He is a massive YouTuber.
Yeah, guaranteed. Vivid Voltage would not go below 200. I wonder if he remembers. I wonder what he would say if you brought it up in like a live stream or whatever. Probably doesn't even remember. But maybe
probably not. Because like, do you remember what you've said in a live stream 3 years? What was that?
5 years ago. I do. I looked back. Remember when we had James on relatively recently? I went back and you and I, like, while people were guaranteeing it wouldn't go below, you and I were like, yeah, we're taking our allocations and we're dumping them. This is stupid. I'm still kind of in that mode, barring the pallets. If it weren't for the pallets, I would have 0 cases of Destin. I would have 0 cases of Journeys. Like, I would have dumped all of it. So that's why the pallets exist, because I know that I don't know. That's my whole thing.
Yeah.
Ghettoed says, thoughts on PSA grading in Japan? Been seeing a lot more PSA slabs in shops in Japan. Saw some new PSA 10 ARs in Japan for like 13 US value. Is the PSA grading cost different there? I don't know. $13 ARs, PSA 10s. That's dark. That's very dark.
That definitely. Well, I guess, is it like good Pokemon though? Because there's some dumb people grade some dumb cards.
I mean, whatever they are for a PSA 10, that there's no, like, what were you thinking was going to happen?
People send it in months ago.
Yeah,
when the pricing is sky high, and then they get them back.
But when you hit literally your best outcome and you're selling for half of grading cost, that's pitch black darkness. I would assume, but I am assuming, I don't know this for sure. I would assume their grading cost is pretty close. I couldn't see them being below 20 certainly. So any way you cut it, 13 has to be like they're taking a they're taking a bath.
Yeah, that's rough. That is rough.
Dan, what do you use for escort, bookkeeping, and paying wages? QuickBooks, Gusto. So I don't do like an actual payroll where a check is printed and payroll is processed in that fashion. All my payroll for me and my wife and my kids, it's like it's done on the books. I pay the FICA taxes. I pay all the stuff. The transfers go to the IRS and the state, but I don't physically transfer money to myself. So my payroll it's not functionally moving money to me, if that makes sense. I pay myself a reasonable wage as required by the IRS, but no money's actually transacting. So I use Paychecks though. Paychecks is who processes my payrolls. There's a term for it. I forget what it's called. Where like no actual check is printed. The transfers to the government entities happen, but nothing further. And then all my bookkeeping, I do have QuickBooks for like a second check, basically like a backup check. But it's all Google Sheets. I do it all in Google Sheets.
I was going to say, Maybe it's just because I haven't played with it as much, but I've tried QuickBooks and I didn't like it. There's just way too much you can do in there.
Yeah.
It's so confusing. So I do everything the same spreadsheets. The ones I showed years ago. It's updated a little bit, but it's basically the same thing.
Yep. Yeah. That's I made my video this past Monday. And I saw it too. We talked about the last week, and you mentioned in person that you weren't gonna have a video for Friday, and then one came up. You had one in the archives to pop up, I guess.
Shout out to Hive Mind. That was a video I recorded. It was literally, I think I literally recorded it like the day before Pokedean's house got broken into.
Okay.
And we were going to upload it then, but then that whole thing happened, and I said, well, I'm not going to upload this now. So I had already sent it to him. I told him, let's just do something else. And so luckily he saved that. And he cut out the whole part where I showed showed my closet. And we just uploaded what people can see on stream.
Yeah.
So we were able to get a video out, which was nice.
Nice. Do you have one already in the chamber for tomorrow?
What is tomorrow? Yes. Vending last Sunday. That'll be tomorrow's video. And then I got to record next Friday's video.
You didn't do a tax video, Nick. You missed it. Tax day was yesterday. You missed the hot topic.
Oh, that's not even to go over. That whole thing was a disaster. Ugh, I hate this time of year. I tried going with someone local last year. So like I moved here and I tried getting someone in Chicago. And they just screwed me over royally. So I ended up going back to the guy I had in Massachusetts and begging him to do my taxes. And luckily he did. He said he has clients across the country, which I didn't realize was a thing. I thought like you had to be like specialized in Massachusetts or Illinois. But he said it's fairly common to do taxes for other states. But oh god, it was such a stressful time.
Yeah, there's that guy, Not Your Dad's CPA. He takes people from online, basically. He takes people that watches YouTube from all over. I think it's better to have someone local to you, just in case something comes up that maybe somebody national doesn't know that New York or Illinois, they have some minor little thing. But generally, like, federal is the main thing. I mean, some states don't even have income taxes, so. But Grimer out here waiting on that Nick 2025 financial recap. I'd chip in towards that. PokeMT wants to know how the sleeve businesses are going.
Oh, one of these days I gotta record a video. I did buy a bunch of sleeves off of Squeaks. Sleeves, deck boxes, play mats.
You want to buy more?
No, he had like the good Japanese ones. He had a little. So we did. You're gonna faint when you hear it. Well, I don't know. I don't know if he wants.
Oh, did you trade up base set first edition?
But I paid a good bid on ETB sleeves, like a crazy amount. I paid $250 on ETB sleeves, like a pack, which is wild. But then he also had a similar amount of Japanese sleeves that he gave me for a really good price. So it was you're basically buying the Japanese sleeves and getting the English ETB sleeves for free or a little bit. So it worked out well. But I got to do a video showing my latest and greatest purchase of buying a car full of sleeves.
Did you happen to trade a base set first edition blister for said ETB sleeves? Or
I stopped at that point in your what's it called, the Slab podcast. I'm at that part where Greeny's talking about that.
Oh man, yeah, I haven't done my live on my channel for the week yet, but that'll be Saturday. I was live with the guys over Oak and Greeny over at Slab last night. That was fun. But yeah, my sleeve business has not gotten off the ground, and it never will. We actually, I think somebody tagged you in our Discord group chat. I think there was somebody who had a bunch of sleeves there. So
I did see that.
That'll probably make the recap video Monday too. I haven't recorded it yet. Grimer and Grad.
Wait,
what? Grimer and Grad. Grimer and Brad gonna be at some card show this weekend. Looks like.
I forgot. I thought Grimer was coming to CollectCon, but that's next weekend.
Brad is in the Denver area, right? I forgot about that.
Yes. Well, maybe. I don't know if he's told anyone. Maybe he's secretly living there.
Maybe he's not.
He's in witness protection. Nobody was supposed to know he was living in Denver.
Oh, okay. He said it. Okay, good. Well, we're good to go. Oh man. So we did that one. Many vintage sealed seem to be almost exhausted of supply. Do the remaining stagnate or moon? It's kind of like the boring answer, but I think this is the way that it will go. Last boom, base set went from a few grand in 2019 to like 40 grand in 2020, 2021, and then it fell 75, 80%. I don't know when it will top, but I think at some point a lot of these WotC boxes will kind of hit like a peak. 80% might be too much. I don't know if they'll drop 80% again, but I think a lot of them will drop 30, 40, 50, 60% again. I don't know where the top will be, but whenever that top comes in over the subsequent years, I think they'll drop 30, 40, 50% again. And that's whether it's legendary collection, that's whether it's base set first edition, base set unlimited, fossil first edition. It happened last time. It's happened in the past. Like that's my take on it. But at some point though, like I think last boom, I knew a guy who had a pallet. I don't know if I know a guy who knows a guy who has a pallet anymore. Like it definitely is drying up to some extent, but base set boxes, like they're 40 grand, but you can find them. You put up a strong offer, you will get multiple boxes coming to you. But at some point that won't be the case. Whether that's 5 years, 50 years from now, they will dry up. And then who knows? Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah. I don't know. It's tough. I think there is still a decent bit of WotC boxes out there, but not like you said, not nearly as much as during 2020. Because WotC boxes it's still a regular thing. It's not like it's slowed down. People are still constantly ripping WotC boxes. At some point, it is going to dry up, and there's not going to be as many out there. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I know I've done my part over the years. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since I've done a box break, but I've done a bunch of them. I used to just rip them personally and grade the light packs and grade the hollows from the heavy packs, and I used to shred them. But yeah, it's been last May, I think, was the last WotC box that I did. We did every set to start the year, and Team Rocket was our final one. What's Nick typing in chat?
Oh, I was gonna reply to Grimer. Absolutely, Grimer.
On screen.
Me and Grimer are a good tag team. He cuts the shoe. We both coordinate what we're gonna bet, whether we're betting one hand each or one spot each, or if one of us is going 2 spots. And we just instantly profit. Yep,
you guys were crushing last week. That was so much fun. I do regret a little bit not hitting the table with Bierski, but like we watched him for several rolls of craps and so many moving parts, like so many things. Oh man,
I still didn't understand. He was trying to explain it a little bit, and I still don't understand it at all.
I kind of get it, but like even roulette, I went over there with you. I put $300 on. Lost every penny of it.
I've never won like that. That was wild.
You were hitting it hard. That was I mean, I lost $300, but it was still fun. I needed Bierski side by side. If Bierski was at the roulette table, 16 would have hit. He was a 16 magnet at
that is true. That is true. Yes.
I'm jealous. I'm not going to be making Chicago myself, so I'm very jealous.
Oh,
of
I was going to ask you because last time we talked, you were a maybe.
I was a maybe for coming in like
glimmer of hope.
I was a maybe for coming in Thursday and flying out like Saturday morning, but we have a family engagement on Saturday. We're actually going Sunday. It's in Albany. It's like some of the gold medal Olympians. It's like a skating thing. It's like Stars on Ice, I think it's called. But it's some skating thing. It's going to be that Alyssa Liu and some of the other gold medal winners from the U.S. Putting on some kind of a show. So
that's
going there with the family. Yeah, and then if it was just that, I could go and I could come back home early Sunday or late Saturday. But there's another thing Saturday, so it's just, and then on top of the fact that like I was so out of sorts this week, like just trying to catch up and still barely have. Tomorrow's Friday. Like this week is already cooked.
Yeah. This week has gone by way too fast.
Crazy. What's more popular? Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaur, or Pikachu? Mewtwo, Gengar. My ranking would be Pikachu and Charizard S tier. Gengar, Mewtwo, very high A tier. But probably Gengar, very high A tier, Mewtwo A tier. And then Venusaur and Blastoise are like B tier in that ranking.
Yeah, I would go Pikachu number 1, Charizard, Gengar, Mewtwo, Blastoise, then Venusaur.
Yeah, so yeah, I should have said Blastoise high B, Venusaur low B. So we were pretty much in the same order there. And I think singles prices would reflect that. I think pop reports would reflect that. I think there's quite a bit of data to back that ranking, to back that hierarchy. Yeah, the way that it's working out, like barring like aside from Charlotte might be my only Collecticon because New Jersey we have a Cub Scout thing, and then maybe second New Jersey I can make happen. But I think I'm just gonna try to hit the locals. I'm gonna try to do Fanatics Fest. Last year I did Card Party, which was fun, but like I don't think I'm gonna make a Card Party this year. I forget where they are exactly, when they are, but it might just be Charlotte, and then a few locals bringing people to me, and then Fanatics Fest for the first time ever.
Yeah, it is. It has definitely changed.
It's such a great problem to have that like there's so many great events going on all the time. I want to make a front row sometime. Maybe one of my audibles that I can call later in the year is like, get me to Vegas. Collecticon Vegas is one that would have happened if it were not Father's Day weekend. Like not only is it Father's Day weekend, but I have a scouting trip with my son that weekend, so it just can't happen. But yeah, I think front row goes to Vegas. I think there's a couple that go to Vegas.
They do have a Vegas one every now and then.
And I someday maybe getting on the pod with I always forget the name. I watch them all and I always forget the name. With Robo and Jake.
I completely forget the name of their podcast. I could not even. I have no idea.
I can't remember, but someday it would be cool to be on that. Big G wants to know, Dan mentioned the longer this bull market goes, the harder everything will come down. Do you think that will be more towards super modern stuff or Pokemon TCG as a whole? I think all of it. I think like last bust cycle showed us that even the good things will fall a lot. Even the good things did fall a lot. Sure, some things fell 90% and certain things only fell 80%. But like I can point to base set unlimited booster boxes. I think that's an S tier collectible. I think that is an S tier collectible. I think it always will be. But it got way too ahead of its skis. It got to 40K and then it dropped damn near 10K. You could definitely pick them up for 12.
I was gonna say I remember 12 for sure.
I personally bought some around 15, 14 to break. I don't know if I grabbed any at 12, maybe one. But that's an item, honestly. Now that CT scanning exists, I think there's a day that I will own a crispy, minty base set box that has been verified by CT scan. And I think I'll hold that as like PC Dan long term. A part long term inventory, part like I think that's an item that should be worth, as crazy it is to say, relative to a lot of things, I think it should be worth more than it is today. Like that is the collectible. I mean, I never had a base box growing up, but pulling the Charizard, the original set, sure, it's not first edition, but I'm too broke for that.
Yeah.
I think if and when base set boxes drop again 50, 60, 80% like they did last time, I'm going to be eyeballing them, and I might be scooping, especially if there's like a heritage one, CT scan from a good source, or if I can do a private deal, facilitate CT scanning. That's definitely something I have my eye on.
Yeah. No, that would be a cool one, because that it's so iconic to have that.
Yeah, and I think long enough timeline. Again, I've been wrong thus far, but at some point, and people will call it a crash, but it's not even a crash to me. Some set will go under MSRP. People will call it a crash. It will not be a crash. It will just be boxes becoming widely available at the intended retail price. But I don't know when. I don't know what set. It wouldn't shock me if it was perfect order. It wouldn't shock me if it was Chaos Rising. But at this point, like,
that's doing surprisingly well for how bad of a set it's in. That is an awful set. It's so bad.
I'm with you. Yeah, and it's. I think the hit rates are like, it's a small set. I think the hit rates are relatively easy, so like people can hit what they want to hit relatively quickly. Our data on the streams, it is dark. Like, people are not buying it. Like the month that Ascended came out, we did 5,000 packs at most. The month that Destined came out last year, we did like 8,000 packs or 10, whatever the number was. Perfect Order, we auctioned a bunch of it, so I don't have great data for it. But we've only done 126 packs of Perfect. Hey, Thrifty. We've only done 126 packs of Perfect Order in 2 weeks in April.
Jesus.
People are not buying it.
We're selling a good bit of it, but I think it's because it's the cheapest option. I don't think if there were other options.
It's barely the cheapest option. Like what is it, $7 a pack, or maybe it's less than that?
I think I have mine at $6. But then the next cheapest is what even is the next cheapest? I don't even know.
But you can buy like Surging Sparks for that. You can buy Twilight for not much more than that. You can go all the way back to Astral and only get a couple bucks more a pack. Like, to me, it's like add a few bucks and rip literally anything else, double it, and rip anything from the past 2 years, aside from Paldean Fates, basically. And Paldean Fates is borderline almost 2 years old at this point, I think.
It's got to be getting close, because that was only you had 151 Paradox and then Paldean, something like that.
Yeah, because it's 4.5. So yeah, to me it's like, it's shocking that anyone's buying it, but per our data, almost no one's buying it. Like it's not being ripped. When Wave 2 comes, but I know, like I know, I talk with them periodically in consults and just DMs and whatever. Like, there are people that are trying to put $1 million a month into sealed Pokemon and just let it sit. So some of the, like, I know people that are buying $1,200 cases, $1,100 cases of Perfect Order, and theoretically, supposedly, they're holding them for 10 years. They're building a fund. They're doing this. They're doing that. Like, yeah.
I didn't even think, because we have Wave 2 of Perfect Order coming at some point soon ish.
Let me see.
That's gonna be crazy when that comes. That's 100% gonna be our first MSRP box.
100%. Wait, this says
guaranteed 100%.
Oh, so wave to it. Just wait. It says 4/17.
Really?
It says tomorrow.
Man, I haven't even gotten a call from my distributor.
They might have missed that. That might have been the intended, and then they missed the mark on it. Because I don't think yeah, I don't know.
Maybe they just know they don't need a wave 2. Yeah, I do think whatever this next set's called, Chaos Rising, I think it's gonna be a little bit better, but I think it'll be similar. Because looking at the Japanese sets, you guys don't do much ripping with the Japanese sets, do you?
Not really.
Because we sold, I think I got 26 boxes of Nihil Zero, and then this whatever it's called, something spinner,
Ninja Spinner,
yeah. And I still have both Nihil Zero and Ninja Spinner from 26 boxes.
I didn't buy many, and I think PK and Ponga both have them as well. Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna go over well.
Even the good sets, like when we bought Mega Dream is a solid set, and I know there's tons of like Whatnot channels that just rip it like mad, and they're still ripping it like mad. We didn't rip a ton of Inferno. We didn't rip a ton of Mega. I think with Fanatics specifically, like Fanatics is a sports platform. We are already in the weeds with Pokemon. Then when we bring in Pokemon that they can't read, it's just too far in the weeds that they don't even dabble that much. I could be wrong. We could have sold out. I hope we didn't with how much they've jumped recently. But I don't track the Japanese stuff that well.
No, I'm not good with Japanese. I did see 151's $300 a box now, which that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, I have some of that on the pallet. Not as much as I should have, because I think I bought 100 and something. I think I bought a couple hundred when they were $40 a box. I think 125 made it to the pallet. But I have some kicking around from collection buys recently. But as always, not as much as I could have, not as much as I wish I had.
Exactly.
But you've only got a finite amount of money, and you can't buy infinite amounts of everything.
Exactly.
So we do only have one more question starred. If and when we don't get any new ones, we probably will wrap relatively shortly after this one. But if people have more questions, feel free to leave them, and we will try to get to them. Mr. Kite says, howdy, flippers. I wanted to ask you guys about card ladder. Has it become the industry standard for pricing? How accurate is it? Does it even matter if people are using it? So I do most of my buying. I do 90% of my buying off card ladder because Daddy Fanatics uses it, because Daddy GameStop uses it. Even though it's not perfect, and I will say this about every tool. Every tool is imperfect. There's no tool that will ever be perfect. Cards fundamentally will never have like a true market value. They have last sold, they have low list, they have the average of the last 3, average of the last 5. I generally like alt better. Alt is also imperfect, but card ladder sometimes is last sold. Sometimes it's the average of the last few sold. Sometimes there's not been one sold in 6 months, and it's 5 times last sold because other cards from that set have gone up 5 times or whatever, and it's kind of like it's projecting based off other comps, other comparables in the same set of the same species, whatever. So card ladder can be really scary sometimes, the numbers that it will throw. So I don't blindly pay 85, 90% of card ladder, but I buy at 85, 90% of card ladder quite frequently.
Yeah, I've never tried that. I do like alt, and then I'm old fashioned. I always refer back, go back to eBay sold listings. I do like collector too. For modern stuff, I think they're good. Once you get back to Watsy or stuff that's niche, they can be wildly inaccurate.
Yes. So I've bought multiple collections, and I don't know what the deal was. The worst one I've ever seen recently. I think I'm closing the deal still, but I told him like you have to recomp this off TCG Player or something because this is just wild. I've bought 50K collector collections, and I've gone with their values. I've checked them. I've checked like, oh, I think this might be scary, and it's close enough. Something's high, something's low, all fine. Paid 75, 80, 85% of whatever it was. The other day, it was like Tuesday this week, somebody emailed me a collection with like 40K of collector, and I'm like, yeah, I'd probably pay about 80%. And then they're like, oh yeah, I'd probably take 80%. I always give the disclaimer of like collector's not perfect, nothing's perfect. I'll verify it, but if you're in agreement of 80%, I'll take a deeper look and I'll let you know. It was showing like Battle Styles boxes at like 400. It was showing like it was showing some relatively modern boxes that it's usually close enough on. I don't know if there's some setting in collector to take. I know there's like low, mid, high with singles, but this was the furthest off collector collection I've ever seen. If I blind bought that at 80%, I would have been paying 120% of market. It was like, and there's been times in hindsight where I've done a deal at like on like a 20K collector lot. I'm like, we're booming. I'm busy. I don't want to audit this too closely. I get it in and I start looking and it's like, I just paid 80% that was actually like 93%. And then RCS does me a solid. It doubles the market the next week and we're good to go anyways. But you got to be careful. Whether you're using, I've used price charting. I've bought 50K collections based off price charting, based off TCG Player, based off collector, based off double hollow, shiny, whatever those new apps are that like Jar Chomp and Oyama and those guys are doing. I've seen all the different price things. None of them are perfect, and they never will be. So be careful. I won't get into it here, but I have a funny story to share of a card and the journey this card took from my table sold to multiple people, ending back up with one of the homies. I horribly mispriced some of my slabs that were in my case.
Oh boy.
Teaser for Monday, but I had some deals sitting in my slab case, and it was funny the journey they went on. But I'll detail that on Monday in my video.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, with that, we're fully caught up. Anything you wanna bring some exposure to? Anything you want to pump? Anything you want to shill? What do you got going on this weekend?
This weekend will be quiet. Getting ready for Collecticon. That'll be the biggest thing. We got I forget when everyone's coming in. But Hive Mind will be here, Brad will be here, Grimer's coming, and then I got 2 people from eBay Live, possibly 3 people, like the people that come in the streams. So that'll be cool. I'm excited for that. We'll be set up there vending next weekend, so that'll be fun.
How many tables do you have?
We luckily got a half section, so Thrifty's gonna have a half, Walrus will have a half to 1, Vandy will have 1, and then I'll have 2, and we'll use 1 for buying.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was a big mistake that I made, having only 2 tables and none for like I'm definitely gonna have multiple buying tables at the next one.
Yeah.
But that'll be fun. I'm definitely gonna FOMO a little bit. You guys will have a great time. But that's just the way that it is. There's so many events these days, and you just you definitely can't make them all. But
no.
Are you doing Vegas Collecticon, or are you doing the one on Father's Day weekend?
I don't think so anymore. I'm still a maybe on that one. I'd say it's like a 30% chance of me going now.
You got to hit Vegas, Nick. It's been 5 years since Pokemon Saves the World. One of these days. I mean, Turning Stone is right there, though, too. We'll just do that a time or 2 a year.
Well, there we go. Exactly.
I can't. If I go to Vegas and I lose 20 grand, I don't care what casino it is, I won't be able to get 2 car washes a month.
That is true. You got to get your car washes.
What's your casino called in Chicago again?
It's not nearly. Turning Stone's way better. Rivers.
I love that. Encore is what you used to have in
That
Boston,
one
right?
is, oh, I love that one. That one's so nice.
Remember the night we were like struggling to find a blackjack table, and then like 4 hours later, we find there's a whole room of blackjack. That was so funny. Oh man.
Yes, yeah, that one's really, I like that one a lot. The one here, it's like depressing. It's so old and dark, and I don't like it. I don't like it.
Next time we go to Turning Stone too, they do have the Crescent. They'll have a new restaurant to check out. There's multiple that we hadn't checked out as well. There's definitely new things to explore still. There's like a barbecue joint that's only open on weekends, the Tin Rooster, they call it. So yeah, there's definitely we'll have to hit it on a weekend. There'll be some new things open. That social club, getting some wings there, playing on a private blackjack table.
Yeah,
Definitely some
even
new
the buffet wasn't even
adventures to be
open
had.
when we went there either.
Yeah. There's a sushi place that's not open till Thursday through Sunday, I think, too. So definitely some future excursions to be had at the Turning Stone.
There we go. Sounds good. It's a date.
Zard Lurking says this live is still a thing. No longer. We are wrapping up right now. Zard Lurking's back. We got to get out of here. But yeah, I'll be live on my channel. It has been. I'm getting the itch. It's been over 2 weeks since I've been live on my channel officially. I will be live Saturday with Ponga with big news. There's some big news coming in the KetchumAllCollectibles independent contractor group. There's some big things going on. Stay tuned. Stay tuned to any and all things KetchumAllCollectibles. But yeah, with that, thanks everyone for being here as always. It was a special time. We will too. We shifted a week with PokeCon last week, PokeFest. So moving ahead, we're gonna be like 2 weeks from today is the plan, and then every subsequent 2 weeks after. So yeah.
Do you think anyone actually cares, or do they just click when they see the notification?
Probably not. They just click when they see the notification.
On their calendar? Okay, let me change the dates here.
Everyone go take your recurring thing. I had to do it on mine. Move your recurring thing 1 week, this and all following events, and just to make sure that you will always be here on time when it goes. But yeah, likewise, are looking. We appreciate everyone as always. We will catch you all later.
Bye.